So I want to do my presentation on one of my favorite Marvel characters, and it starts off as Flash Thompson, who turns into Agent Venom. And it's because of this specific book here, because I've read every single Spider-Man comic up to 2013, which is roughly 1,700 to 2,000 comics in the Spider-Man universe. But The Amazing Spider-Man 574 is my favorite, specifically because of this story and because of what it revealed to me about why I like Spider-Man so much. So, Flash Thompson, who was Peter Parker's bully in high school, we see him in Spider-Man Homecoming and various animated series, turns into this character on the right, Agent Venom, who is an undercover special ops agent for the United States. And it's a fusion between Flash Thompson and the Venom symbiote. That's taken many forms over the years. He's become Agent Anti-Venom, which is the anti-venom symbiote, which instead of killing people, it actually has the ability to heal every disease on Earth. And then there's also Agent Venom Unleashed, where the Venom symbiote gains control over Flash Thompson and their unity to kind of go insane in a sense. But for what we know about Flash Thompson, he was Peter Parker's childhood tormentor or bully, and as they grew up, they actually became friends, and Flash went off to join the military. And he volunteered. And we get a little bit of his backstory about some of the things that build our character up in this book. But the main thing starts in Iraq. This is where Flash Thompson is first introduced to us as for I guess his characteristics and his qualities. So they're in Iraq and they're about to they're just for a search mission here. And what ends up happening is they get ambushed. They get ambushed by Iraqi insurgents and terrorists, and seeking cover, they're inside this building. And one of the things that they notice and find out is that a lot of the Iraqi terrorists are on epinephrine, which is a drug that numbs the nerve endings in your body so that you don't feel pain. And so it's almost impossible to stop someone who's acting like that because if they're willing to be aggressive, then no matter how many bullets or not how much pain that you put into them, they won't stop until they just collapse from sheer exhaustion. And while inside one of the buildings seeking cover, one of Flash's friends gets hit by a mine, or a tripwire to be exact. And it's looking pretty bad, but Flash realizes that he has to do something, and he decides to try and save his friend. And so while pinned down, he ends up being a 6 against 1 situation. And he references back to Spider-Man, because for him, Spider-Man is one of his sources to keep on going. And what's happening is his legs take a big brunt of the force. His body armor stops a lot of the other bullets. But unfortunately, his legs are hit. And Flash down on the ground in a lot of pain, and with the inability to move his legs because of it, finds an epinephrine pen and decides to use it. And so what's happening is he gets up with the pain receptors in his body completely numb now, and goes back to rescue his friend. And he lost a lot of blood doing it, but because of it, he is able to save his friend. The thing that was going through his head was that the good guys think about others before they think about themselves. And because of that, Flash Thompson lost his legs. And what I've always liked about this story, about The Amazing Spider-Man 574, is it tells a story about a man who didn't have any real role models or mentors in his life, but looks up to Spider-Man, and we see that periodically through this comic book. We see his references and what he looks back upon as the source of inspiration for his life. And this is why I like this comic so much, because Flash Thompson is a great character as well. I love his character. I love this backstory. I love that it's not completely out of the ordinary. And what ends up happening is Flash Thompson, when he becomes bonded with the Venom symbiote gives him his legs back, which is why Flash wants to keep it so much. Um, I love this backstory because it's a normal tale. It tells a good story and it's very compelling. And it reveals to me, personally, why I like Spider-Man so much. And it's because Spider-Man, even though he is a great character, Peter Parker is a wonderful character and he's done very well. Spider-Man is more about what he means and about what he represents, more than him as a person. I think this resonated with me because this character, Flash Thompson, is describing that Spider-Man represents so much to him, and it is a role model for him. And to keep on going and to push through is because of this character. And that's Agent Venom, and that's the background of Flash Thompson and his entrance into Agent Venom.